Imagine a river blocked for 100 years, and now, suddenly, thousands of salmon moving upstream again. Can removing a dam really shift the course of an entire ecosystem?
It's May 17th, 2025. We're talking about the Klamath River, site of the largest dam removal project in U.S. history. 4 hydroelectric dams, Copco 2, Copco 1, J.C. Boyle, and Iron Gate, have been taken down over 257 miles. But what made these particular dams so significant?
These dams were constructed between 1918 and 1962. For more than a century, they stopped salmon and steelhead trout from reaching their spawning grounds. Fish numbers fell to just 5% of what they once were. So removing the dams was about much more than just the concrete. It reconnected 400 miles of river habitat.
And the dismantling itself? Was it a quick process?
Not exactly. It happened in phases. Copco 2 was removed first by fall of 2023. The other 3, Copco 1, J.C. Boyle, and Iron Gate, came out in summer 2024, with the very last piece gone by October. Iron Gate was the toughest. About 1 million cubic yards of earth and clay had to be moved, most of it trucked back to its original borrow pit.
So within just days of the last removal, more than 6,000 Chinook salmon were already heading upstream. That's a huge response. Did scientists actually expect things to move that fast?
The speed surprised a lot of people. It's a strong example of how fast nature can bounce back when obstacles are gone. Salmon went right back into places they hadn't reached in generations, and the water quality started improving too. Fewer toxic algae blooms.
But restoration's not just about fish. What else is being done to help the river recover?
There's a huge revegetation push. Around 19 billion seeds from 98 native plants are being sown. The initial focus is on stabilizing sediment where the dams once stood. After that, crews are reshaping river channels and restoring wetlands, letting the river flow more naturally again.
And tribal communities are deeply involved, right?
Yes, they're leading a lot of the key work. The Yurok, Karuk, Hoopa, and Klamath tribes are shaping major parts of the restoration. Their knowledge guides everything from when to remove dams to which plants get seeded. For instance, the Yurok tribe leads the planting efforts, and the Karuk tribe focuses on water quality and helping endangered coho salmon.
That mix of indigenous knowledge and science, has it shown clear results?
It has. Salmon are returning to their ancestral spawning grounds. Restoration strategies are working better because they're informed by generations of lived experience in the region.
But there have been setbacks, especially with funding, haven't there?
There have. Earlier this year, some federal funding for related restoration in the Klamath Basin was paused. That left nonprofits and local contractors without pay, which stalled important projects for both the river and nearby farms.
How big is the funding gap? Is the whole restoration effort at risk now?
Some work has halted. For example, the Upper Klamath Basin Ag Collaborative managed to complete only about 40% of their planned work before having to stop. There have been layoffs, and some agencies might have to leave the region altogether.
Is there hope for new funding?
There is. The National Fish and Wildlife Foundation plans to invest over $11 million in the Klamath Basin for 2025. This will support restoration, water conservation, technical help for farmers, and habitat recovery.
And how are they making sure all the progress isn't lost?
They're using adaptive management, tracking water quality, fish numbers, and how habitats recover, then adjusting as needed. Tribal and government teams are working together to monitor salmon migration and handle the sediment left behind by the dam removal.
The Klamath project is being talked about as a model for other restoration efforts. What are the main takeaways so far?
The main lesson is that even after a century of harm, rivers can recover if given the chance. Real collaboration between scientists, policymakers, and Indigenous communities is essential. It's not just about tearing down dams, it's about bringing entire ecosystems and the cultures tied to them back to life.
Do you think this approach will be used elsewhere, on other rivers?
It's already beginning. The Klamath is under close watch worldwide. As salmon return and plants establish themselves, it's showing that large-scale restoration is possible.
So after 100 years, the Klamath River flows freely at last. And it's not just the salmon finding their way home. What comes next?
Ongoing monitoring, more restoration, and hopefully stable funding. The river's recovery isn't finished, but what's happened so far shows what can be accomplished.
Today we explored how the revival of one river is shaping restoration efforts globally. Will other rivers follow the Klamath's example?
Thanks for joining us as we followed the Klamath path from blocked and struggling to open and thriving. Keep asking questions and consider what might be possible when we let nature heal.